Hello, I'm Martin Harris, I'm Managing Director of Brighton Hove Bus Company, and I want to just take this opportunity of 5 minutes to talk with you to help input some information about bus services within the context of what we're all doing to try to tackle climate change. And if there are any further questions that go beyond the slides or things I have to say in this couple of minutes, then more than happy to join the Q&A and indeed to provide other information after the event. So I'm just going to share my slides with you now. So a little bit of my background on there, maybe to have a look at later, but let's get into what's been happening in terms of recent developments in our service. So over the last 4 years, we've had significant improvements in our fuel consumption and our energy at our premises. And I just also want to put into context that roadside emissions from existing buses actually are 4% of the total roadside emissions of the country. So obviously that varies locally, but we need to keep that context, and we need to look at a lot of other things beyond buses too. And if you combine our performance over the last 4 years, we reduced our CO2 by about 16% at 29,000 tonnes. Obviously we want to, and we are going to continue to do even better. Part of that confidence is built on the low emission revolution we've been undertaking to date, which has tackled both air quality and carbon emissions issues through our investment in a low carbon fleet. And perhaps very excitingly, producing zero emission solutions for the city centre, with significant levels of operation going to zero emissions. And within a few weeks, that number will be at that 54 number of buses there that you see on the screen, carrying over 3 million passenger journeys a year. Very excitingly, looking forward, we're getting very close now to bringing hydrogen fuel cells into operation. We're looking at next autumn and winter with the Crawley Fastway services, and then they'll be coming into Brighton soon after that, we very much hope. But it looks within reach now. I know there's interest in fares, and I've produced a graphic to talk about the money go round, where the money goes, where it comes from, and the key message really is the investment that goes back into emissions-free buses from the monies that come in mostly from the fare-paying passenger. But happy to answer more questions on that in the Q&A. And then I think we need to be clear that zero emission buses alone are not going to be the answer. When it comes to public transport, that public transport needs the priority measures that enable it to be delivered cost effectively, to be attractive because of journey times, and to reverse the damage that years of traffic congestion growth have created for bus services, not just in Brighton and Hove, but around the country. And it will contribute to more sustainable active travel modes, as well as we increasingly have a population that's less and less dependent on car usage. And it's important that we maintain the vital access to the city centre areas for buses, because that's where people want to travel to very often. And if we deny them that access, then they're not going to see them as an attractive option. People want a fairer, greener and more community orientated future, and buses are a powerful enabling force in the wider fight against climate change and much more. Our partnerships can help bring hydrogen to a whole range of other opportunities with council fleets and other fleets. And our buses deliver strong returns for the local economy. There's plenty of independent evidence around this, and they deliver better public health and wellbeing outcomes across a whole range of dimensions, not just the walking elements, but many more wellbeing areas besides. So buses are a big part of improving the work that everyone is trying to do to achieve progress against climate change. Very much part of the solution, but not only that, they bring a lot of other benefits too. I think the challenge is to push us and push everyone involved in the public transport system to get this done. And I would also ask you to challenge all the other fuel burning vehicle types too, because buses may be highly visible, but they're by no means the biggest contributor to the climate change problem that we have both locally and globally. And if anything, they're a positive effect, because don't forget, buses will replace many car trips. I mean, the typical example given is 75 car trips in a double-decker bus. So that's the scale of the contribution we already make, and it can get better as we invest. But look beyond transport too. Look at heating, look at food consumption. And if I might challenge you also, do seek out the information and get as active and as vocal as you can. After all, there isn't a lot of time left. The scientists are making that increasingly clear to make the necessary changes that will see us safely into the future decades. We're helping by creating an information resource, and we hope you'll take advantage of that. And I look forward to finding ways to work with the Assembly, with the Council, and all the other partners who are bringing a lot to the table to tackle climate change as we go forward. Thank you.